absent cry, dulls or not, and the new mom develops aches and pains of the mind, and the world doesn't seem wonderful anyway. She wonders, what future lies before my newborn? The answer to this question lies in the assessment and further evaluation by the neonatologist. And indeed, we looked at factors that may put the newborn at an increased risk of not crying at birth. We identified lack of antenatal care for the mother. Please, all women, when pregnant, register your pregnancy and attend clinic. Emergency cesarean session, if possible. When you are advised to come for elective cesarean session, honor that and don't make it an emergency. There is not much you can do about fetal indication for the surgery. But when it comes to the choice of the anesthesia, do not say, please, I want to sleep. Rather, try and remain awake. General anesthesia will be shown to be injurious to the mother and baby. Anesthesia and perinatal outcome assessment is still based on crying and not crying. APGAR scores. However, current methods emphasizes umbilical artery pH evaluation. This biochemical approach is still difficult for us because of technology. However, the protection of the future of the newborn is dependent on the events at birth. Regional anesthesia to prevent the pain of the mind is still recommended. Acknowledgements. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, this segment of the lecture is fraught with mistakes. Oria, or Baloria Code. The masquerade is haughty and fearful during the communal festival. The grandeur of the inaugural lecture notwithstanding, this professor has received support and goodwill at one point or the other in the journey so far. It is really difficult to measure all those that have offered assistance, advice, message of encouragement in the past. Therefore, I wish to invoke the omnibus clause. The absence of your name in this session does not in any manner minimize your place in my heart, nor diminish your support in the past. If you're able to take a peep into my heart, you will see the beautiful colors of the rainbow. I'm eternally grateful to our Heavenly Father, the Creator, the Almighty God, Alpha and Omega, the author and finisher of our faith. I'm not a preacher, but I'm a Baptist Catholic. Great and wonderful things you have done in my life. Almighty God, you are worthy to be praised. Indeed, I am Usagiles. I wish to thank the Vice Chancellor, Professor FFO Rumese, FMSE, for this great opportunity to present my inaugural lecture. I wish to thank the other members of this great team, Professor J.O. Ehiobo, DVC Administration, Professor Paul Siriwokwe, DVC Academy, friend and classmate, Professor George Eriademu, DVC Account, and the Baba Melike himself. Mrs. O.A. Oshodi, Mommy, the Registrar of the University, Dr. Mrs. Omolabi Diodi, the librarian, the only woman that has seen more books than any other person. And Dr. Bala Bali, I hope you have seen more money than any other person. I'm very pleased to be counted among the distinguished class of professors of the university. With a cheerful heart, I acknowledge and salute Professor A.R. Anao, who appointed me lecturer 1, Professor A.E. Uwanze. I thank also Professor O.J. Oshodi, who graciously and promptly announced my elevation to the rank of professor. Thank you for allowing God to use you to bless his children. I also greet Professor Uzuka Oko, acting Vice Chancellor of Blessed Memory, who paved my way with appointment as Associate Lecturer in the deformed Faculty of Medicine. To the Royal Fathers present, I wish to cheerfully acknowledge your fatherly care in the past year. Zaki O. Ikume, Dunoji of Ewatu, and your beautiful chief. I also welcome Zaki Ayojerio, the Okago of Face and Land, and the Dunoji of Ibrebe. With gladsome heart, I wish to thank my parents profusely for the profound sacrifice of providing education for me and my siblings. I had no scholarship, and all fees were paid by them. You may say, who else was expected to pay it? You will see why I salute them. My father, Mr. Christopher Imarejai, was the clerical officer at the time of my admission to the medical school. You see how much money he had. Also, I'm grateful to my mom, who provided the mission to the vision. Mom is a hard worker, and we all learned that from her. And to my siblings, they deserve a special place in my academics because of their patience and understanding. Clara, Celestine, Clement, Catherine, Clifford, and Cecilia. I would also like to put on record the support and encouragement from Mr. S.J. Iyaboho, Deputy Registrar, AAU, and other intelligentsia in Idima in particular and Ewatu in general. Idima oye? Oye! Ewatu oye? Oye! Unibe oye? Oye! And to my teachers, I'll start from those in ICC. I remember Mr. P.O. Kosun, of blessed memory. Most of you will not know that Professor Sadu Sawani taught me mathematics at a point. I remember also Mr. and Mrs. V.J. John, Mr. Varghese. I have here, in this distinguished audience, Mr. J.E. Amaka, please. He registered me into primary 1. I also wish to acknowledge my mentors home and away, Professor F.E. Okonova, Dr. Francis Chong, Dr. Judy Littleford, Dr. Alison MacArthur, all of the University of Toronto. With great delight, I thank my colleagues in the Department of Anesthesiology, particularly Professor Nusa Adonwayi, Professor Dr. Mrs. O.P. Abudu, Dr. Martin Obasohan, Dr. B.O. Mufo, Dr. S.O. Imase, and Dr. O.Y.O. Asemuta, who persevere in the midst of difficulties to stoke the fire for the growth of the department. The next generation of anesthetists has kept the flag on. They include doctors I.T. Ekwere, I.J. Isa, S.O. Chujebe, K.U. Tobi, T.O. Isesele, D.D. Akudwajo, N.Q. Okoje, Afosa Idobo, S. Agbeja, and Bros. Celestine Imanajai. The excitations and challenges are peculiar to a faculty, I will always say. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, there must be divergence of opinion. Concurrence may suggest the absence of critical reasoning rather than solidarity. You know what happens in the department. To my colleagues in Martin Ofito Mercy Unit, the assistance in data collection offered by you all, and the willingness in the collaboration added immense value to research. Professor A.B.A. and their shares in the glory of the moment, Dr. Biodun Olaguji, Dr. Michael Ezeanoche, Dr. Ignis Iriwobe, Dr. Ehiga Enapudoso. In the same vein, I wish to appreciate the midwives in the labor and delivery suites, perioperative nurses, and critical care nurses who painstakingly document all parameters and events around the patient, round the clock. These pieces of information were ingenious in my inquiries. And to my friends and classmates and other members of Immaculate Conception College Old Boys Association Worldwide, Seper to Big Fidelis, everywhere and always being faithful. I was raised well. Here, I was raised well there, and the skills for self-discipline, independent reasoning, taking responsibility for your action, truth-telling, and capacity to do good were all enhanced there. I greet you all. I also salute my friends, Professor Paul Sirube, Professor Matthew Enoselase. I will not pronounce it, please. I will not pronounce the one you know. Professor Alfred Ugamudia, Professor Obeya Korea, Professor Omokwa Adeleye, and Dr. Wadia. I want to appreciate also my friends from the university, Professor Ray Ozola, Professor S.C. Yuka, Professor E. Ifido, Professor Chris Oke, Professor E. Upego, Professor Gio Ariadi, Professor E. Ogunjo, the rector, welcome, sir, and many others who have provided support in one way or the other. I thank all my B relations in the senior staff club, particularly the South session. Pharmacist Fabian Mechina, Dr. Ken Modugu, Mr. Imonsa Inobakari, Dr. Kingsley Agu, No Woman, No Nation, Bumeme, and so many others. I know you, and you know me. I'm indeed grateful also to Professor Silvanus Okogbeni, Chief Medical Director, ISTH, who has been also in his relationship with me, Dr. H. Omife, Professor J. Kolubo, Professor Joe Aibefu, Dr. R. Afedi, Professor P. Akindino, Dr. Edwin Edowoya, and many others who have remained great minds around me in and out of Europe. And to the others in the university, I acknowledge your presence and your contribution to my training. Professors Emeritus Ayaru 1, Professor Emeritus R.O. Ofwegu, Professor Emeritus T.O.K. Audu, Professor Emeritus R. Elaho, Professor Emeritus Ella Ojogo. Others include Professor A. Issa, Professor Iwoma, Professor H. Okoje, Professor Ikatwa, Professor V.I. Yahweh, Professor Bada, Professor Obiasu, Professor Igene, Professor C. Usifu, Professor Kene, Professor A. Ebebe, Professor Venerable Mon Wadare, Professor R. Zimoye, Professor J. Akerele, and Professor E. Iragbe, and many others who have offered advice and simplified some difficult situations. And to my postgraduate students, I greet you all. You're wonderful. I am also always grateful to my in-laws, the Egedes of Imebi, Agbo, and Dumoko of Undogo Igodo. Ayiwe, I greet you. In particular, I appreciate late Mr. B.S. Egede, my father-in-law, a distinguished gentleman and very aristocratic in every interaction. He was always kind enough to remind me of his royalty in Agbo Kingdom. I thank my mother-in-law, Mrs. A.G. Okoko, for the prayers and support, especially for the care of the children while I went for training. I've always enjoyed the support and confidence of Mr. Joe Gede, a brother-in-law with a difference. I also greet my brothers-in-law, Mr. Emenfo of Uke, Anambra State, and Barrister Ken Agwell of Ewoimi. Many thanks for keeping my sisters in comfort zone. And to staff and students, particularly the principal of St. Michael College, I do not have much to say. I will say what you know, Fata et Vava. I note with gratitude the spiritual guidance from the Catholic Church and her priest, particularly Reverend Father Augustine Eke, the Vicar General of the Archdiocese of Benin City, and my parish priest, Reverend Father Andrew Obiya, Reverend Father Ray Komba, Reverend Father Jude Aguno, and many others, really a long list. I'm equally grateful to very Reverend Father Festus Obawa, of blessed memory, for the early guidance in my career and family life. I'm very thankful to the parishioners and laity and clergy of St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Ugbowo, and St. John Damasi Catholic Church. I greet also the CMO in these parishes, the CWO, and the Christian mothers. I also thank my brother Nance in the Knighthood Order of St. Paul, KSP. Delightful wife, barrister, the Amaka Marijai, the Obioha, the Lord. The Orume Kekeru, Mr. Obioha, and the Lord in the house and homemaker. The family prayer warrior. Sometimes in my deep sleep I hear some prayer. I will say it again, my love for you, like diamond, is eternal. I appreciate also my children, Samuda, the boss. I'm almost the guy. I also said the special one. And he let me know say Laboski. Psalm 128 verse 3 says, your wife, a fruitful vine in the inner places of your house. Your children around your table like shoes of an olive tree. That is what you are. My studies, research, and documentation have been on maternal safety during anesthesia, maternal comfort and childbirth, management of the critically ill mother, and perinatal well-being during cesarean delivery. Therefore, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I recommend as follows. Capacity building should be improved upon for all anesthesiologists. We are just 6 in my department, providing services and teaching. Every hospital with maternity service should have a dedicated obstetric and analgesia service. This service should not be limited to epidural analgesia, but to include systemic analgesics and other modalities for pain relief in labor. So far, the mother is comfortable during labor. There should be a deliberate effort and policy on opioid procurement and availability in the hospital. This is very difficult for us, really. You can imagine codeine, which is 1/10 the opioid efficacy of morphine, has been banned. Antenatal classes should include written messages on the pain of labor, that it is treatable, and the pain will occur and is treatable. The availability of epidural analgesia should be made known to the expectant mother, and the accompanying discount emphasized. This will facilitate the uptake of the epidural analgesia service, and for those of you on National Health Insurance Scheme is covered. Family-centered birthing process should be encouraged. This will enable husbands to appreciate the demands of labor. Perhaps when husbands are allowed into the delivery room, they will be ready to pay the bill for the pain relief in labor. The current practice is multidisciplinary approach, and therefore there must be continuous conversation between the obstetrician, midwives, obstetric anesthetists, and pediatrician. This communication will foster the rapid development of the various specialties and promote better care for the patient. Conclusion. I'll conclude those. The position of woman in any civilization is an index of the advancement of that civilization. The position of woman is gained by the care given her at the birth of her child. This was in 1929. So we are not here, but we are here now. In the last 1 hour or thereabout, I have been discussing the care provided to Nigerian women at childbirth as a gauge of our advancement. Perhaps you have a pinhole view of our civilization. The pain of the body is treatable, and the pain of the mind is best prevented. In all this, the Nigerian woman at childbirth is underserved in terms of pain relief. Peripartum pain can best be addressed by a deliberate policy of epidural analgesia, spinal analgesia, systemic analgesics, or etonal during labor and delivery. Epidural remains the best option because of its flexibility. The provision of pain relief in labor would ensure a pleasant destination for a journey that started pleasurably. The pain of the mind could arise from complications to the mother or the newborn as cesarean delivery. A logical and parsimonious selection of the anesthetic technique could mitigate the pain of the mind. Although the practice of anesthesia in Nigeria could be challenging, the rational selection of techniques and a cultivated cerebral approach to the conduct of anesthesia will result in good outcomes without the pain of the mind or body. Thus, there will be palliation for the cause of ill which have been vacated by Jesus Christ. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, quite often I've been accused of being too passionate about obstetric anesthesia. I agree. I have great women in my life, and in great numbers too. I have one mother, one wife, and one daughter. And this is the family to whom God has given me. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I'm done. Self-healing. Thank you all for
May we now invite the Vice Chancellor to decorate our inaugural lecturer for the day. Please, all family members, members of his immediate family, climb up to the podium. They have a card to present to our inaugural lecturer for the day, and we do that very quickly. So you can please step forward. We want to recognize the presence of Professor Emeritus R.O. Fuegu, Professor Emeritus R.O. Eliho, Professor E.C. Ohanaka, you're welcome. Professor Ebwoma, you're welcome. Professor Leo Toide, Professor Mrs. Mary Adema, all the way from the College of Education, Warri, Provost College of Education, Warri, you're welcome. Professor E.A. Oguja, Rector, Delta State Polytechnic, Ogara. Professor A. Michael Orenata, you're welcome. Professor M.O. Kadri, Professor Samuel Ukoma, Professor Robinson, you're welcome. Chief Donatus Ewohon, the Esokon of Ewato, you're welcome. Chief Kenneth Ezochi, the Iyase of Ewato, you're welcome. His Royal Majesty Osaje Ihueme JP, Onoji of Ewato, you're welcome. His Royal Majesty Eizoha Onoji of Igwebe, you're welcome. Professor Hassan Oihena, glad to have you here. Barrister Richmond Omagremi, we are happy to have you here. Major General O.A. Ogumbi Yemeni, you're welcome. Mrs. Angie Okonkwo, Mrs. Eviniga Ngozi, you're welcome. Mrs. Ivy Omoye, we're glad to have you here. Barrister Alegun, we're happy to have you here. Honorable James Amahia, JP, you're welcome. And every other person is recognized. Barrister Austin Odigie KSP, Mr. Okosun PO KSP, Dr. Victor Okosun, you're welcome. And Jim Owadibe KSP, you're all welcome to this place. We would like to inform all our invited guests that the reception will be holding at the Bishop Eku Center at St. Albert, and all students will be taken care of here at the main auditorium. Please, we would like you to remain here quietly. For students, remain here and you will be refreshed here. While all invited guests should please proceed to St. Albert for their refreshment. Please, we would also like everyone to be upstanding as the Vice Chancellor and his team will exit the hall. Just before then, can we take the Uniband anthem? Of the national anthem.